have you ever seen this effect before? How about this one? Maybe this one? Do you want to know something crazy? There's not two Lindsay Lohans in the world. I know, crazy, right? But this effect is called cloning, and I'm so excited to teach you guys about cloning in Final Cut Pro. Let's get started. The first step to do this is to film this video properly. If you do not film this properly, your whole editing process will be really difficult, really crazy, and probably will not work. So you might be wondering, how do you shoot this properly? First off, you want to lock the camera down with a tripod and lock the exposure and focus. This will ensure that nothing changes in the frame, and that when you throw this into editing, the effect will look the best it can. Because basically, you don't want anything to change in the background anywhere. If the focus changes and you do this effect, one half of your image is gonna look blurry while the other one won't. So keeping all of these things locked help your video look the best. When shooting the video, I recommend getting 3 shots. The first one is a clean shot with no one in the image, everything locked down, your focus, your exposure, nothing is changing. All it is just a clean plate. The next one is the person on the left, and then you do it again while the person on the right. When shooting this, I recommend making sure that there is a clear distinction between the left and the right, because this will allow you to easily film, edit, and upload. The next thing is to do this effect at the most basic level. You're going to put the video clips side by side, so you want to pay attention to shadows, clouds, and anything moving in the background. So for example, if you shoot this video and you do it outside, you could have a cloud that goes from right here on one side of the clip to over here on the other. My recommendation when doing this type of video is to film this in a controlled environment. What that basically means is shoot this video indoors, shoot it on a blank wall, shoot it on something that you can control, because if you can't control the lights, can't control the people walking behind you, this effect becomes a lot harder. If something happens on one side of the frame, it has to happen the same way on the other side. The best way to do that is just to keep everything the same, nothing moves, nothing changes, just keep everything the same and your video will turn out way better. My recommendation would be to pay attention to details, and honestly that's a huge lesson that everybody should pay attention to when making anything with effects, is pay attention to details. For example, when I was shooting a video for college, I made a music video and I did this effect. One thing that I wasn't paying attention to was that my camera got bumped when moving around and changing the framing. I didn't realize that. It's really important to pay attention to everything, even if you don't think it matters. When I was trying to put the 2 video clips together, one was just slightly off, and it really did change the framing, it changed the look, it changed everything. So if you look at this video, does look a little off because ultimately it wasn't shot properly. So shooting everything properly will help you nail down this video. Once you have shot all 3 clips, you will now open the 2 clips into Final Cut Pro. So when making this video, we are talking about having a character on the left and having a character on the right. That background video will not be used yet. Line both clips up on top of each other, scroll over to the effects panel and select mask and then draw mask. This will allow you to use a pen tool to draw this box around half of the image. At the most basic level, that's all you have to do. Both sides are shown on the screen, and now it looks that there are twins. All you have to do, select that masking effect, draw that box around so that you show up on both sides. This effect looks way better when you get your characters to interact. If it's just a wave or a hi to each other, this definitely sells the effect way more. A lot of that comes down to a lot of planning, making sure that you know the timing, because if the person on the left here or the right says something and the character doesn't, have the right timing, that all makes a difference into the video. You might be wondering what the third shot is for. The third shot is used to clean up the background if anything goes wrong. Hopefully you won't ever need to use this background slate, but if something does happen, you have that background clip to mask yourself out better, easier, and you can clean it up with that background empty plate. Hopefully that third shot doesn't have to get used, but it's there if you need it. If you ever want to elevate this effect, which hopefully you do, you want to start adding motion. But motion is difficult. You would need to repeat the same movement exactly each time, which is really difficult. When you look at a big movie sets that use this effect, like The Flash or The Sinners, they use a big machine that exactly recreate a shot over and over again. But for the common person, which is most likely watching this video, that's too expensive and definitely way too difficult. One way you can kind of replicate this, and if you really do want to add motion, you can use a drone or a gimbal. Using those more robotic movements with the gimbal or the drone will definitely help with that repetitive motion, but it won't usually be exact like a big movie set would. But it is a great way to use that motion and get that feeling that you would get on a big movie set on the smaller stage within your video. When doing this simple effect, this makes your videos look like a master editor. Because I know when I made that video and I showed it to all my friends, that was the first comment anyone had about the video. It wasn't about the storytelling, it was about, oh, that was so cool, that effect. That simple effect of just adding a mask to the video really did elevate our video and got so many people excited about it. I hope you got something out of this video, and if you want me to make a video about how to do this cloning effect in Photoshop, please make sure to leave a comment. I will do it for you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Peace.